Hello and welcome to the Fuzzy Loaf podcast, where two dorks talk about the week's happenings in geek and pop culture. I'm your host Scott. With me as always is
Matt.
Yay! All right. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Matt, what are we gonna talk about first? What did you wanna
Let's
go with?
get some of the smaller stuff out of the way.
You've got the metronome.
Yeah, metronome running in the background.
Whoops.
So let's talk about CBS first. Do you want me to kind of give backstory?
Yeah, start it off.
Okay, so CBS announced, I think it was earlier this week, but it might have been on Sunday even of last week, that they're premiering a new Star Trek series in 2017. I think is what they're planning for. The first episode will be on CBS, and then all of the other episodes will be on CBS All Access, which is their premium streaming platform. Meaning that you have to pay for that. I don't know if can you get it without cable? Is that an option? Or do you have to have a cable provider to
CBS doesn't. You can get CBS. Like, my TV's not hooked up to cable. I
can
get
yeah.
CBS.
I kind of forget about that. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
And then also one other thing that I forgot to write down was CBS, their CEO, I can't remember his name now, was at one of the like ad whatever like the meetups, I forget what they call them, where they have like ad buyers and they have all the CEOs of the TV shows and they show off, or the networks, and they show off like, these are our shows this falls, and we're looking to have advertisers for these shows, like that kind of stuff. He was mentioning that they're looking to take off all CBS shows from Hulu and from Netflix, from any streaming service. Also looking to take it off on demand, so the only way you can watch it is live or through their paid thing. And that includes, they're trying to pull their weight with CW. So they're trying to pull off Arrow.
As long as it doesn't include CW, I don't care.
Yeah.
Because I don't watch anything. The only CBS I watch is Supergirl.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd find other ways to watch it.
But anyways, so first thoughts on Star Trek. Would you be interested in a new Star Trek series?
I would.
At all?
I would watch it for sure. Yeah.
It
more
is
so than the
bummer.
movies. I think Star Trek would be work because it was originally a TV show. I think it would work better in a TV show.
And they mentioned that the TV show that they're rebooting is more like the original TV show, where it's like, they're explorers.
Yeah, it's not Kirk and those guys, but it'll be
more similar to that.
Which is that's what I want to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then the whole pulling CBS trying to pull all of their stuff from like Netflix and Hulu, that's kind of unfortunate because I think they're missing the point. Is that our generation?
That's CBS missing the point.
Yeah, but it's like our generation. They don't realize it. I mean, it's this way with streaming music and everything else. Is the reason to be on those platforms is because our generation that's the most we're gonna pay for shit. And if we're not going to get it there, then we're just going to illegally download it.
We'll find it somewhere else.
Yeah, we'll find it for free.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what they're trying to do. I just don't think it's going to work out.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, right, okay, get this. So they want to do the streaming service stuff.
Yeah.
Who watches CBS? People older than us,
mm-hmm.
obviously. Who uses the streaming stuff? Not those people.
Yeah.
My parents don't even have a Netflix or Hulu. They barely know what the hell those things are.
Mm-hmm.
If you tell them, they wouldn't know what the hell streaming service is. They're not. And people like you and I, we don't watch CBS shows except for Supergirl and probably Star Trek because.
Well, and I don't watch live TV like at all.
I don't either. I work nights. I can't watch live TV.
In fact, given the option, we now have cable where we are. But like, given the option to watch Shield live, I would much rather just watch it a day later on Hulu, like when I want to watch it, than be like, okay, well, I have to put my shit down and watch it right this minute.
That's what I think TV will be some days, where it's just like you choose you get the channels you want or whatever, or like it'll be like Hulu, Netflix, will be like this has all this has all of this, and then you just choose what you want to watch when you want to watch it with commercial breaks, fine, or whatever.
Yeah, like the commercials on Hulu don't even bother me. I know Ashley was
That's
like...
why I don't upgrade to Hulu.
I know. Ashley was like, well, how much does it cost to get the ads removed? And I think it's like $4 a month.
$4 more dollars.
But it's like, it's not really worth it to me.
It's also like, I don't care. It's extra $4. Like,
and it's 30 seconds of ads every couple of minutes.
Like, TV shows will probably be like how Hulu is, where like... They've released their shows weekly, but you can at like midnight that on whatever day that shows up, and then you just You can watch it whenever the hell you want.
Yeah. I also think a good precursor to that, like, it was HBO and Showtime, how they had, for a long time, if you were subscribed on cable, you also got to watch on the website.
You can still do that with HBO.
But that's what I'm saying is, like, they've been doing this for longer than, like, Hulu and Netflix have been doing streaming. And they've always done it. The second the show is done airing live, you can watch it.
Not even the second it's done airing live. Like, 5 minutes after it goes up to air.
Oh, is that what it is?
When
Okay.
it comes, yeah.
I thought it was as soon as it was done airing. But still, that would be a good option for... I think CBS values itself more than its viewers do. Because I think their streaming service is like between $5 and $7 a month, something like that.
$6.
It's $6. Okay, between 5 and 7. 6,
Five,
exactly.
yeah.
But I don't. A single channel is not worth $6. I wouldn't pay $6 for any single channel. That's why
when I pay $7, or what is it, 7 or 8?
Yeah, it's like
Hulu,
$7.99 or
that's
something like
fine. Mm-hmm. But $6 for just CBS shows.
But like that's my struggle with even HBO Go. Is that what their standalone now is their
that's $15.
Yeah,
that's too much.
I think that's too much money for a single channel. Especially when you boil it down to we've kind of opened Pandora's box. We have Netflix for $9.99 a month or whatever it is. It's somewhere around there. And then you have Hulu for $7.99 a month. And you get all this stuff with it. I'm not going to pay $15 for a single channel. I don't care how good your TV shows are. You're valuing yourself way more than you're really worth. I think the better option would be go the route of Hulu, charge a little less, and then insert ads. Just do pre-rolling at the end of the show.
HBO's whole thing is no ads, though.
Yeah.
So they've never done ads, not even on their TV. So, I mean...
But what I'm saying is, like, for other channels, if other channels were going to go this route, like, let's say
Nickelodeon did it.
Yeah, or like even a larger chunk. Like let's say Viacom was like, we're going to come out with our own streaming
Comedy
service.
Central,
all of our channels.
Service.
Yeah, but it's like...
Sure, Comedy Central, Nickelodeon, MTV.
Yeah, whatever.
VH1.
And it's going to cost, whatever, $10 a month, $15 a month. That would probably be more worth $15 than HBO, at least in my opinion. Yeah, because
it's like, I'm getting Comedy Central, I'm getting MTV, I'm getting Nickelodeon, getting all this. But of course, Comedy Central, they have their stuff on...
Yeah,
it's just an example.
But that's just what I'm talking about. So I just think like CBS values themselves way more than they really are worth. Like look at CW. CW puts up almost all of their shows for free to watch on. They have an app now and a thing. It's called CW Seed, I think is what it's called.
Yep.
And
I've used that before.
Yeah, it works.
I prefer watching their shows on Hulu just because it's easier. But like I've watched stuff on CWC. I've watched Whose Line Is It Anyway on there.
Mm-hmm. And I can't remember what shows. They put up a bunch of their older shows. I think it was like Smallville and...
They even have some shows that weren't originally on their
network.
Sarah Connor Chronicles. They even had the original Flash series on there, too.
Do you want to know why?
That's CBS.
For the Sarah Chronicles, it was a show produced by CBS
Studios?
CBS Studios, but aired on a different...
Right.
Yeah. Because
that happens all the time.
There's a rule in American broadcast that a certain percentage of your produced shows have to air on another channel. That's why you get like weird shit where like Fox will produce a show that ends up on, TNT.
That's
not
like
really, but like
Aziz's new show, Master of None. Mm-hmm. It's made by Universal, but it's on Netflix.
Yep.
Because instead of NBC.
Yeah, it's like a thing to quell monopoly. Anyways, we got off on a weird tangent, but. No, yeah, so I think we both agree. I would like to see a new Star Trek series, and especially one that's more akin to the original TV series. The fact that they're putting it up on their premium streaming service probably is going to make it die. Because fans of the original series...
They're obviously counting on the Star Trek series to bring people to their streaming service.
Yeah, but... So you have two types of Star Trek fans. Younger fans... that probably enjoy Star Trek because of the movies, which is nothing like the original series. And then you have older Star Trek fans that probably don't even know what streaming is. So neither of them fit into the category that are going to pay $6 a month to watch a show.
Yeah. Yeah, CBS, man. I don't know. We'll see. It'd be interesting to see where this goes.
And you never know, because this was like the first show that they've announced that's only available on this platform. Maybe they have a bunch of shows lined up, and maybe it's a lineup that is more aimed at like people of our generation that might be willing to pay $6 a month for a streaming service.
Yeah, but $6 a month for only like 3 shows just doesn't seem worth it.
No, I agree completely, but I'm still interested to see where they take it.
Yeah. I'd rather just like maybe buy the single episodes or buy the whole season on iTunes.
Yeah.
Than just,
Well, it depends, because we don't know what their plan is. Maybe they don't want to sell digital versions of the shows. I don't know. Yeah.
So many people buy shows on iTunes like that.
And they probably, well, actually, I don't know. They don't make like a killing, because iTunes takes 30% off the top, no matter what. So a $20 show, that's like, whatever, somewhere around $8 taken right off the top. You're only making $12 a season, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Which is what people are going to do.
Well, let's move on to the next topic.
Yep.
Which is, what did you want to...
well, let's talk about, Lego and DC's tie-in for Batman v Superman. So people are speculating that this is a leak. There was a picture of a Lego set. We don't know if this is real. This could all be fan-made, and this could all be BS. But then there was also a Lego poster done like the Batman v Superman poster. I think it was in Empire. Maybe it wasn't in Empire. I'm trying to remember what magazine released it.
I think those were Empire.
Yeah.
Or no, those posters were just posters.
Were they just posters?
Yeah, they gave it out at the screen for the trailer back in like April.
Yeah. So it's Lego characters of Batman and Lego character of Superman done in the same style of like the poster that came out for Batman v Superman. So we know there's a pretty good chance that Lego is in doing a tie-in for Batman v Superman. Lego does tie-ins with everybody. I mean, shit. There was even stuff for Jurassic World.
We've got Doctor Who and Simpsons.
Yeah. So that wouldn't surprise me whether or not this set is real. And some people were saying like, "Oh, this is spoilers for the movies." I don't really.
Not.
It's
a lot of those Lego sets don't. Like, people think they're spoilers, but it never turn out to actually...
And what did it spoil? That the Batwing might be in...
We've seen the Batwing in the trailers, so we know what's in there.
And, yeah, I don't know. But I think if this is a scene from the movie, I think it's going to be dumb. Because I looked at the picture. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Yeah, I didn't see the picture. Because I just didn't take my chance with spoilers, because I don't want to be spoiled.
Yeah, but not surprising, but still kind of noteworthy. And then I suppose you're better to talk about this next one, the Star Wars trailer, the Japanese Star Wars trailer.
Oh yeah, it was really cool. It was an entirely different trailer. Music was different, so many different shots. We get to see Finn and Rey introduce themselves to each other. Mm-hmm. There's a beautiful shot of like the sun rising, and just these TIE fighters coming in over, and just like. This looks amazing. Just like filmed beautifully too. Shots that would never be in like a George Lucas Star Wars. This is like you can clearly see JJ's stamp on it. Mm-hmm. And featured a lot more BB-8, which makes sense because it's a Japanese trailer. Of course, they're gonna feature the cute little robot.
Yeah.
And then there's the shot that everyone's using for the thumbnails when we're talking about this on YouTube is Kylo Ren with his lightsaber right next to Rey's head, where she's like down on her knees or whatever. He's got his lightsaber right next, like he's gonna cut her head off. So,
yeah, and I don't think. I mean, that scene will happen. She's not gonna get killed in that scene.
No, obviously not.
Yeah,
she's the main character of this whole damn thing.
Yeah.
But it was awesome. Mm-hmm. Really,
I'll have to check it out. I didn't watch it for the same reason you didn't look at the Lego set. I didn't. When people were saying there was a lot more stuff in this trailer, I was like, ooh, I don't know if this is going to get spoilery. Yeah, I don't know.
They've been very careful with that.
And I think that's great. I think other movies kind of need to take a page out of their book. I realize that if you don't have a big pull and like a big built-in audience, that you kind of need to show something.
But Star Wars has probably the biggest built-in audience.
Yeah, but it's like Marvel could take I guess Marvel doesn't really show a lot of spoilers in their trailers, but like I don't need to see everything.
Right.
Like I don't need to see anything for Captain America for Civil War. I'm completely already on board.
Right.
Whether or not the general public needs to see stuff, I guess, is
They probably do.
a different story.
It's not like it's. I think Star Wars is the only property that they can really get away with not showing anything.
Yeah.
And people will be like, "Yeah, give me it." There's people that are, specifically avoiding everything Star Wars because they don't want to be.
I think
spoiled at all. Not watching any trailers or doing anything.
I think Jurassic World did a pretty good job because they didn't show off what the dinosaur looked like, I don't think, in any of the trailers.
No, they didn't.
And it was mostly just like, here's Chris Pratt, here's Bryce Dallas Howard, dinosaurs.
You already are going to buy a ticket. And it made the most money this year. It's the third highest grossing film. It beat Avengers. Mm-hmm. Fucking insane. For a movie that was only okay.
I thought it was... There was parts I would cut out. Same with like Godzilla. I think Godzilla would have been a great movie if they cut out quite a bit of the exposition.
Out the first 3/4 of the movie.
But I don't think Jurassic World was nearly that bad.
No, I thought it was only. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, and that was it. I wasn't expecting.
It's fine.
Some people were expecting like
greatness.
Just epic. Yeah, and it's like the original movies were great, but only because when you watched them, most likely the first time you were a kid, and it was like, this is so cool. Not like, it wasn't a great story.
And I never had that love of Jurassic World or Jurassic Park because I didn't watch it until I was like 17.
Yeah.
And and like my roommate, he said Jurassic World was garbage. He hated it, but he's so picky with movies.
Yeah.
That's why I want to have him come on when we do our top 10 movies of 2015 in January.
To get a very different opinion.
Because ours will be very similar. His will be completely different. So I want to get a couple of people on, see if we can have a really interesting take.
Can have debate. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
All right.
You want to talk about Activision now and Blizzard?
So 2 bits of news. First one's really quick. Activision Blizzard purchased King, which is the makers of Candy Crush Saga, for $5.9 billion.
Fucking insane.
That's a lot of money. That's like almost $2 billion more than Disney bought Star Wars for, because I think they bought it for 4.1. Yeah. That's more than Microsoft purchased Minecraft for, which is still like the highest gross, almost always on the top 10 list.
I remember we're talking in
month to month.
Billions. Yeah, with
billions.
A B.
It's a lot of money.
It's an unfathomable amount of money.
Especially for a company. They've made a lot of mobile games.
But the only successful one has been Candy Crush.
Yeah, the other ones make money, but not nearly on the level of Candy Crush. And Candy Crush is kind of on a downward spiral. But you never know. Maybe they're working on making like licensed, not necessarily licensed because it would be in-house now or in studio. But like versions of their bigger IPs. Like, could you imagine Skylanders somehow mobile and kids can, Skylanders just sells ridiculous amounts of money.
I have no idea because it's obviously not for me.
No, yeah.
But it's got to sell crazy.
It does amazing amounts of money because they do a new game like every year and a half. And then they have the new toys. Yeah. So moving on from that, unless you have any other comments about it's just a retarded amount of money.
I think it's crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So Activision Blizzard also announced that they're gearing up to start a film and TV division. So Blizzard has, I think it's coming out 2017, the Warcraft movie. Maybe it's 2018. I don't know how far off it is. But they've already announced that Skylanders Adventures will be the first TV show in production. So they have already signed on for voice talent. Ashley Tisdale, Justin Long, Jonathan Banks, Norm Macdonald. And then they said that their other IP will likely be used. So they own Call of Duty, Destiny.
They own Destiny too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, they publish Destiny, so they have the rights.
They've got World of Warcraft.
Yep, World of Warcraft, StarCraft.
Heroes of the Storm.
Yep. They also have Overwatch is a new game that's coming out that I think is going to do really well. I think it's a free-to-play, but it's like Team Fortress 2. I don't know if you've heard anything about Team Fortress 2.
A little bit. I'm not a video gamer, so I have very minimal knowledge. I try to keep in the know, but I don't know much.
It's a game that Steam put out, or Valve put out, and it's a free-to-play game, but they made millions and millions of dollars selling like stupid cosmetic items, like funny hats and gun skins.
Just like it's like mobile games.
Yeah, I mean, it works.
Yeah.
Whatever. If people like it, people like it.
That's where the money is nowadays, I guess.
Yeah, and so Bobby Kotick, I'm not sure how you say his name, the CEO of Activision Blizzard, stated that we should expect other major IPs to become TV shows and film in the near future to be put into production.
So did you see the Warcraft trailer this week?
I did not. I'm not really interested in that, just because World of Warcraft and Warcraft never really snagged me.
I don't play World of Warcraft, obviously, but I just thought could be a cool movie.
Yeah, I know it has a lot of lore built up. This is supposed to take place like really early on in the lore, so I think
there's actually like a book or like an early game.
This is based off. This is based off of Warcraft
from, like,
1,
20 years ago. Yeah,
yeah, which was I think like 96, 94 or something like that. It was really old.
But I thought it looked okay. Some of the CGI was like.
But you also have to keep in mind we're so early in production that this is likely not even remotely close to final CG.
It's not really so early in production. This movie's been done for a long... Not done. It's been filmed. It's been done filming for almost a year.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's supposed to come out in December. It's supposed to come out when It was supposed to come out the day Star Wars comes out, but then Star Wars got bumped, and they're like, "Well, fuck that!" So they pushed theirs back. I think it comes out in March now. Yeah,
I guess. But you have to keep in mind. I'm trying to remember what movie if it was Ultron, or if it was. I think it was Age of Ultron. That some of the early trailers, the CG looked kind of bad, and then they released trailers closer to the movie coming out, and they looked a lot better. So it's kind of like an iterative work. So
also, I'm not CG doesn't have to be like picture perfect for me. Otherwise, and like if it's not, it just ruins the movie for me. Does it tell a good story?
Yeah.
And this and that, then it's good.
Yeah, I think this has a potential to be a pretty big hit if they do it right.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they can capture the audience that's going after Game of Thrones right now, because there's an absurd amount of people reading Game of Thrones. Comparing that to when Lord of the Rings came out, that did well, but people were like, "Oh, Lord of the Rings, that's nerdy. That's really, really nerdy." And now, like, everybody and their mom is reading Game of Thrones and watching it every week.
Yeah.
So if they can capture that audience, then I think
nerd culture
is
mainstream now, pretty much.
All right. So I guess that leaves us with kind of a controversial thing, or maybe not. So SNL is having, or had...
Yeah, it was last night.
Yeah, last night. Donald Trump on as a host. So Donald Trump has hosted twice before.
He did. His last time
was 2004.
Height of the Apprentice and all that stuff.
Yep, and I think he did once, like, earlier in the 90s or something like that.
Probably.
When he was on the up and up. So a lot of people feel one way or the other. I'm kind of indifferent about this because I get that they're likely not making a political statement. This is likely just a ratings thing, It's controversial. There's a lot of people that are going to watch to either see Trump fail or to be
I heard the episode was boring.
Trump. Yeah. Well, and like I said, I haven't really been watching SNL for like the last 2 seasons. I'll tune in every once in a while, but for the most part, it's been miss for me.
I used to watch SNL every week, and then I found out Trump was hosting, and I'm no longer watching SNL anymore.
Now, is this because you don't like Trump as a person, or because he's Republican or political candidate?
Because I don't like him as a person. They could have a Republican candidate on, like they've had Sarah Palin on before and stuff, but it's Donald Trump is just a racist, blowhard, just jackass, and the media should not be giving this fucking egomaniac the attention, and they keep doing it.
Yeah,
because
their ratings are.
I know, and that's just an even worse reason, honestly.
No,
that's worse than politics. So I'm just like, well, then you know what?
Do you think, like, if they had a different presidential candidate on, would it upset you even like a little bit? I understand that you don't like Trump, so that's one of the reasons why you're mad. But is it also the fact that he's a presidential candidate in the running right now, or is that not an issue for you? Because I know that for some people, they're taking it as the network is taking a stance like we're backing Trump, and it's like,
No,
well, very clearly
they're not, because NBC fired him from The Apprentice.
And maybe this was their way of avoiding a lawsuit. Was like, sure, you can come on SNL now. Shut the fuck up.
No,
and stop trying to sue
if they
us.
had Chris Christie on, I wouldn't be upset about it.
Okay.
It's because Trump is running, because of the things he has said.
Yeah.
And, all this shit and this stuff that has been brought to light about him recently. It's like the fact that you would have such a monster on your show is insane.
Yeah. No, I was just curious because I know, like I said, a lot of people are really upset because they're having a political figure on, or that's what they're saying. But I think it's just because they don't like Trump, and that's fine. But SNL has a lot of people that people don't like.
No, yeah, they've had plenty of people that I don't like host or whatever. But what was I gonna say? Oh, did you hear Larry David heckled him because Larry David called him a racist?
Yeah,
I was like, good job.
I can't remember who it was. Some political organization was offering
a reward for anyone who would do
$5,000
it.
for anybody that called him a racist while he was on the show.
So that was.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna watch the episode, but like I said, I haven't watched. I don't think I've watched SNL in like over a year now.
I used to watch it every week just because I thought it was, sometimes. Oh, excuse me. It has its hits and its misses, but it was another show to watch. And on the weekends, there's not much to watch except for Doctor Who on Saturdays and Ash vs. Evil Dead now. Which I think is pretty fun.
I haven't
Bruce
watched
Campbell
it yet.
just kills it on that
Is it
show.
good?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to check it out.
It got renewed for a second season before this one even aired.
Yeah.
But it's only 30-minute episodes.
Yeah.
And it's 8 episodes for the first season.
Okay. So it's like a 4-hour. It's slightly, 2 movies.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about any of the TV shows this week, like S.H.I.E.L.D. or...
Did you watch any of them this
I
week?
watched S.H.I.E.L.D. and iZombie.
So you haven't watched Flash yet?
I haven't watched Flash yet.
Or Arrow?
No, but you can talk about... I'm not worried about getting spoiled for Flash, because the way this season opened, I wasn't all that impressed. So I might just catch up once it starts picking up.
This episode was really good.
That's fine.
So
I'm completely fine with spoilers.
So we got they meet Harrison Wells from Earth 2. He's a real dick. Best line of the episode was Cisco is like, "Our Dr. Wells may have been evil, but you're just a dick."
Yeah.
Earth 2 Harrison Wells, or they call him Harry.
Yeah.
Or that's what Cisco calls him. He outs Cisco as being a metahuman to the team.
Oh, okay.
So Cisco gets his name Vibe
in
this episode.
Sweet.
Dr. Light is the villain, comes over, and Zoom sends her to kill Barry, but she's just like, fuck this. So she's just a bank robber. She's not like a killer. Even Jay Garrick, he's just like, she's not a threat. So Barry tries to talk to her or whatever. Her mask comes off. It's Linda Park from Earth 2.
Okay.
So it's her counterpart. So then she's trying to kill Linda, take her place, just to basically escape Zoom. And things don't work out as planned. Barry gets blinded. He goes on a date with Patty. And it's actually a really nice scene, but he's blind.
Yeah.
So he's wearing sunglasses, and Cisco's talking to him. But Patty finds out that she calls him out on it. You can't see anything right now, can you? And it's really nice.
Yeah.
But there's also major tension between Dr. Wells of Earth 2 and Jay Garrick. They don't like each other.
Yeah.
Because Wells in Earth 2 was responsible for the metahumans, but he never really owned up to it. And Jay Garrick was and basically he profited off the fact that there were metahumans. And Jay Garrick thinks that's a load of shit. He's just basically he calls him out on it, and they fight and whatever. And but Harrison Wells' whole thing is we gotta go after Zoom now. We gotta take out Zoom. Well, then you find out at the end of the episode, Zoom has his daughter kidnapped, and you're wondering, does he just want to take out Zoom, or is he actually working for Zoom in order to get his daughter back?
Yeah. Yeah.
Into that.
Yeah.
But it was really good. Probably one of the best ones this season.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to catch up, watch a couple of the episodes.
And you said you watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. this week?
Yep, I watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and iZombie this week.
Okay. What do you think of the reveal? So obviously spoilers, you know.
Yeah.
What do you think of the reveal this week? Flash's identity.
I was like, holy shit. I was not expecting that to come. But then once they showed, spoilers, I think his name is Andrew in the show,
Andrew.
right? Yeah. As being alive, I was like, ooh, something's up. I was like, you don't survive that explosion. You know, like, it looked like he got shot in the head, and then an explosion went off, and I was like, something's up. But I wasn't expecting him to be Lash. What do you think his motives are then?
I have no idea.
Why hasn't he
Another
killed
thing
Daisy?
is, how long has he always been Lash?
Well, you assume that he had to have been exposed to the Terrigen mist.
Right. To be an Inhuman, but has he been Lash the whole time we've known him on the series?
No, because we've been introduced to him before.
We don't know that. He could have been.
I guess he could have been. And maybe that's... No, and I'm trying to find like a motivation for the tension between him and Agent May. Because I think this last time he broke up with her, and I think that's why. And this is why I think that he has just become Lash.
I think it's because
recently.
Of these Inhumans, and he's like, I can't be with May now. I need to start taking these, you know. Because in the comics, Lash is motivated by he was a traditional Inhuman, right? Mm-hmm. And then you have all these people all over the world because of the mist released into the atmosphere becoming Inhumans, and basically his thing is like, because to get your powers and whatever, you have to go through a process. It's a very traditional ceremony and all that stuff. And now there's these randos are getting powers, and so he's basically going all Judge Dredd on them and taking out these Inhumans he deems unworthy of their abilities.
But then why do you think he is going after Lincoln? Or like,
which is weird because Lincoln actually did go through the process, and he is a traditional Inhuman.
Which is the thing that makes me think that they might be changing like his motivation behind it.
Yeah.
And changing the story a little bit. But otherwise, I thought this episode was it was okay.
I thought it was pretty good.
Compared to last week's episode, though, like where last week's episode was like, holy shit. And then this week's episode was just like, okay, business as usual.
I really like the Hunter, Daisy, Mac dynamic, as those guys is like a team, like a group.
Yeah.
Works really well. He's like the comic relief and all that.
I kind of see a rift forming between Daisy and the rest of the team, and I think she's going to run off with Lincoln, especially after seeing
I don't think that, but I think there'll definitely be a rift between Daisy and Coulson.
Yeah, I think something's going to happen.
Because she'll be like, why are you taking her side? What is going on? And Coulson's just like, we got to think bigger picture here, you know? Stuff like that.
Do you buy what she said, or do you think it's bullshit?
I do buy what she said.
Okay.
I don't think she's evil. I think she's actually...
I just can't tell if She
just doesn't...
She was manipulating him in the beginning, so it's like I can't tell if she's still manipulating him, like pulling at his strings and saying what he wants to hear, or if she's actually opening up and being genuine.
Because I think, in a clip that I saw from next week's episode, she explains to Daisy, like, kind of what they're doing and their reasoning behind it. And if you think about it, you're like, yeah, it does make sense. Maybe you're going about this the wrong way. Like, it's like your intentions are good, but your actions are questionable. You know?
Exactly. Yeah. Do you think we're getting close to a shield and sword?
I still stand by. I think the ACTU will become sword by at least the end of the season,
unless they reveal that their intentions are not actually good and they end up being evil.
Right.
And this is
because
kind of
sword
like
is good. They're the shield that deals with aliens.
Yeah. Because I could also see them doing that and then bringing in sword at the very end. I keep saying it weird, but I can't not.
Sword?
Yeah.
Sword.
I can say sword. I can't say it. Sword.
Wow.
Word garbage. Wow.
English is a weird language.
Yeah. But I could see them doing that. Like making you think that, oh, this is going to become sword. And then it's like, no, just kidding. This is an evil group that we're going to kick out, and then sword comes in. But
that could be. I don't think they'd pull. We got it a lot. I don't think they'd pull a twist like that.
Yeah, especially because the end of this season will be Civil War.
Yes.
So we're gonna get some major tie-ins with.
But
I imagine.
I like that. Oh, as of right now, anyway. When Shield is airing, there are no new Marvel movies because it'll kind of allow Shield to do whatever they want, and then the movies don't, impact the show at all. Because like when Avengers: Age of Ultron came out right at the end of the season, so it didn't affect anything. And then at the end, it was just like, oh, whatever, okay.
Yeah.
Didn't affect the show at all. They still had their own story, which I liked. But next year, Doctor Strange will come out while Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is on the air.
I don't think, based off of what we've heard...
But I don't think Doctor Strange is going to affect...
Yeah, I was going to say, based off of what we've heard, or what I've been reading about some of the leaked stuff from Doctor Strange, I don't think we're going to have too much crossover.
No.
With Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think we're more likely to have Doctor Strange crossover to the Defenders than anything.
Well,
in some mild way. No, I know, but I could see them doing something like a what is the word for it? An Easter egg or something.
Maybe
it would fit in more with that than, or I guess they could do like the Wand of Watum on Shield or some shit.
Yeah.
Some artifact.
And then did you hear about the rumor going around that they might not make the Iron Fist series, replace it with a different character, and maybe do like an Iron Fist like 2-hour movie on Netflix or something? Like it just seems,
I think
it's all just rumor. I don't believe any of it.
I know that they've Kevin Feige has even come out and said that Iron Fist has been difficult for them to kind of to like get just right. They want to get it perfect if they do it. So I could see them maybe postponing his own series, but I think he has to show up in Defenders sometime soon.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, we're expecting these 4 characters, or we have been, and it seems like we're just going to get a lot, like, we're going to get Daredevil a lot on his own. We're going to get Jessica Jones and Luke Cage together. But I want to see, like, the crossover. I want to see what they promised, which was, like, Avengers is world picture, Defenders is like neighborhood picture. They're heroes of.
I think Iron Fist is actually going to happen. I think the show will still happen. It might just take some time for them to get it figured out. Mm-hmm. They've got time because Jessica Jones comes out in a couple weeks.
Oh man, I'm so excited!
Daredevil season 2 is going to come out in the spring, and you've got Luke Cage coming out again. So I mean, so it's not going to. Iron Fist isn't going to come out next year, and they've got time. They might do Jessica Jones season 2.
Next summer is Doctor Strange, correct?
No, next fall.
November
of next year.
Oh, okay. I thought it was August for some reason.
Nope.
So if by that point they're just doing Luke Cage, they would have enough time to explain kind of the mystic side of Marvel with Doctor Strange, and then
They've got plenty of time. Mm-hmm. Oh man, I don't know why I'm yawning so much.
And I'm
today.
doing so well because I haven't yawned once.
Oh man.
I'm choking them down, though.
I need some, caffeine or something.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's enough, TV talk. Do you want to chat about any of the comics that you picked up this weekend?
Sure. I spent way too much money at the comic book store.
You said, $40.
Yeah. Some of the comics were more expensive, though. Mm-hmm. So we had Uncanny X-Men number 600 finally came out. It's the end of the Uncanny X-Men and the end of Brian Michael Bendis' run on the X-Men. I thought it was pretty good. The art in it is really good. It's a really thick issue.
Yeah.
Ends on a real positive note. But then Extraordinary X-Men, which is, part of the All New, All Different, the post-Secret Wars, which I also picked up, started off on, really scary. They're not scary, but, everything's bad.
Yeah.
Because you find out the Terrigen in the atmosphere is harmful to mutants.
Ooh.
Can kill them and sterilize them.
Is this Marvel trying to deal with mutants?
I don't think so. I think it's because there's a lot of X-Men comics still out right now.
Yeah, and they have a lot of new ones planned.
I think it's more of just what are the X-Men need something to deal with. What are they going to deal with, now? So I also enjoyed that book. I thought it was pretty good. Old Man Logan, we get some of him. We still have the young X-Men from the past. stuck in the present, which confuses the hell out of me because I'm like, especially since if they've been basically, so they've been in the present for like a year. They still have to go back sometime. You don't think they would have aged considerably? Like when they go back in time, it'd be like Professor X will be like, "Why do you guys look a year older?"
Maybe they're gone for 2 years. You know what I mean? Like they come
know.
back 2 years later.
It's comics, so whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah. Howard, the new Howard the Duck, was pretty good. Howard is, he's been spent the past 15 years or so in this reality, and he just wants to go home.
Yeah.
And so he's going to the Nexus Point, and or what is it? It's there's a name for it. I don't remember, but it's the port. There's this portal Nexus Point of realities in the swamp in Florida, and that's how it's always been in the Marvel universe. And he wants to use it to go back home, and obviously it doesn't work out for him.
Yeah.
And new Iron Man continues to be good. Spider-Man bought the Baxter Building because the Fantastic Four, moved out or whatever, and made that his headquarters of the new Manhattan headquarters of Parker Industries. And Johnny Storm is pissed, and it leads to a whole thing.
Yeah.
That's all I've read so far this week. Of
Okay.
the comics I got. I've got a few more I have to get to. Oh, and Deadpool.
Oh yeah.
It's a very meta comic about the popularity of Deadpool in recent times, and so it's like Deadpool cashing in on the popularity of himself in the comics. So that's pretty interesting. But yeah, so it's good stuff this week. I'm really excited for next week. Got the new Wolverine coming out. I forgot to get Doctor Strange #2.
Yeah, and I didn't get a chance to stop it. Big brain.
But yeah, so
I wanted to give a shout out. This is an older comic, but I was just introduced to it this week. It's by Brian K. Vaughan, who writes on Saga and has done a bunch of other stuff.
He also is doing Archie right now too.
Yep. It's a.
No, that's Mark Waid. My bad.
Oh. Yeah. No. Yeah. But anyways, the comic's called Private Eye. It was put out. It's like an independent publisher called Project Syndicate. And what they do is all their comics are pay what you want. So you can get it for free or you can give money. It's a 10-issue run, and that's all it is, 10 issues. And it tells like a contained story, and it's like a futuristic noir murder mystery comic in a world where like the internet has gone away because the cloud burst and people's lives got destroyed. So you have old people that remember a better time where there was the internet and multiplayer video games and all this shit, and then you have young people who are like, why would you ever want information on the internet and stuff? And they have like corded phones and shit. It's funny, but it's a really good comic, and you should check it out because it's free and you can pay what you want. You can support them if you want, or you can get it for free.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'll probably have to check that out.
Yeah, and it was designed for widescreen reading. I would recommend even reading it on your big TV screen.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's it for this week. If we missed anything or you wanted to talk about anything, comment below, or you can find us on the internet. You can find me at ScottyBoy SCOTTYBWO 4 Ys.
Because 3 Ys was taken.
And Matt.
You can find me on Twitter and most of the internets at Hagnerd, HAGNERD. You can follow us at Fuzzy Loaf. Like, comment, subscribe. This will likely be put up later today. We're not doing the live streaming because the last couple weeks we've had some issues where the stream got cut in the middle.
Yeah.
And it looked fine on our end, so
I went back and last week and I was like, hey, this episode was only 17 minutes long, and I'm pretty sure we talked a lot longer than that.
For like 40 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, so.
And I'll be putting up more of the old episodes on iTunes, so I guess you can listen there if you'd rather listen on your phone. I think that's it.
Cool. Yeah. Smell you later, dorks.